Hey, welcome back to the channel, my friends. I hope you had a very fantastic Thanksgiving. This is Craft Your Stash, and I will talk a little bit more about that, but we're jumping into our first inspiration. This was a sign that I did for my front door, double-sided reverse stenciling, but we're gonna change that. We're just gonna give that a fresh coat of white chalk paint in Adirondack, and then I took some craft sticks. I'm going to cover up where that hole was for our fall pumpkin, and to paint our craft sticks I took a piece of painter's tape and I fold in one end, tape that down, and then fold in the other end and tape that down so the adhesive side is faced up. And we're going to place our craft sticks on that, and I'm going to give them a good coat of folk art black paint. This paint is very pigmented, so you only need really one coat. You can even dilute this down a little bit. I remembered that I needed to cut off an inch from one end, so that is what you see me doing here. I took one of them, cut the tip off of that, and used that as my guide to cut the others. And now we have all our pieces cut, painted. I'm going to be gluing them on using some wood glue and a little hot glue, starting at the very end and work my way in. Now, if you can't be bothered with craft sticks and doing all of that, you can actually just cut off that top part, but I wanted to leave that on there because I wanted the full length of my board. And in case you're wondering what I'm making a snowman. So now we have all of our pieces glued on. It's time to give the snowman a face. So I took a paint bottle and I'm using that to draw in the eyes, and I'm just making sure that it's evenly placed on the board. And then I drew in the nose, give him a little carrot nose, and then I drew in the mouth. I've been doing a lot of snowman this season. If you have not seen any of my drawings for snowman or any of my paintings, I'll leave one of the video at the top here. You can check that out. And this snowman is getting a scarf, so I drew that in as well. I'm exercising or practicing my artistic skills. And then I drew in some buttons. And of course, we're going to paint all of that. So, but before I paint it, I'm just finishing up the eyes. His eyes are going to look cute. So now we have all our drawings done. And I lightly drew with a pencil because I didn't want to leave any marking of such. So now we're going to be painting. I took some apple barrel red, and here I'm using the folk art black again. And like I mentioned, you don't need a lot for that because it's very pigmented. So now it's time to start the painting process. So here I'm starting with the eyes. Are you enjoying the video so far? I know that I'm giving somebody some inspiration to go create a snowman for their porch or for their door. Yes, you can find either a piece of scrap wood or one of those fall signs that you are no longer using. Just turn it around and make a snowman. It is so fulfilling. Also, be sure to let me know where you're watching from. I have people watching my videos from all over the world, and I'd love to know where you're watching from. So now we're finished with the eyes and the mouth. I took some orange and I'm now painting in the nose because of course he has a little carrot nose. So I'm just painting that in. And then to just make it pop on the board, I took the Sharpie and I'm outlining where I had made the pencil marks to make it pop, and then I'm adding eyelashes. Yes, our snowman needs eyelashes and eyebrows. And now I'm going to be painting his sash, and I took some red paint, painted that in. Once that dried, I remembered that I needed to outline this as well, so I'm now going around that with the Sharpie, and it also gave it that whimsical look. And here he is, looking oh so cute. And then there was one little area on this sash that needed touching up, and I used a paint pen, and then it turned out to be brighter than the other section, so I ended up having to go all the way around. I then took the Sharpie and added little strokes on his carrot nose, not note. And next I took the white paint mark and just drew some little dots in his eyes to give it the sparkle. I found a piece of leftover tree skirt from the Dollar Tree and I cut a piece of that, and I am using the hot glue to just fold in the edges. But before I did that, I needed to cover up the hole at the back. So I put a piece of paper in there, used my nails to give me an impression, and then I cut that out and use it to cut a piece of foam to just place in that area. Now if you want, you can also add the craft sticks to cover up that, or you can, just like I am doing, just put a piece of foam in there. And then I flip it back over, cut 3 leaves from a mistletoe bush that I had, glue them down with a little hot glue, and then I just place the strip back there just to cover up the leaves and to make sure I know where I'm going to be gluing it. Trimmed off the excess and just fold in the edges, added a little hot glue to the edge of the board and glued that down. And this is done, my friends. Enjoying the video so far? Let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm happy to be the guest host of Craft Your Stash for this month. This is hosted by Tasha from Sunflower Tasha DIYs and Joanna from Joanna DIY Life, and I'm their guest host. So links to their channels will be in the description box below, as well as the playlist. Make sure to check them out when you get done watching this video, and also give them a like, and if you have not yet subscribed to their channel, do so before you leave. And also hype the video. That's the new feature being offered to YouTube creators by YouTube, so our subscribers or viewers can hype us. So if you see that action on this video, go ahead and hype it. I've never seen it but it exists. So if you see it on this video, go ahead and hype it. So without further ado, let's get back into the video. So for this one, we'll be using this triple piece hanging decor from the Dollar Tree, and I tried to strip off the paper by hand, but that proved fruitless, so I soaked it off, and I'm going to give them each 2 good coats of this folk art Adirondack in white. So after I painted it and then dried it, it was kind of looking like it wanted to crackle, but not enough glue was on there, so it didn't crackle as much, and that was not what I was going for. So then I reached for my beautiful Christmas stickers. I got this on Amazon last year. I will certainly leave a link for this in my description box below, because many of you have asked me about this pretty, so I'll link that down below for you. So after going through and selecting the ones that were suitable for the board, these are the ones that I chose. So I am just cutting them out close enough where I can then rub them on, and now I have them all cut out. I selected the one for the middle first, and we're going to rub that one on, and then we're going to do the other 2. And this one that's going in the middle is a little envelope with our poinsettia, and this does take a little elbow grease to get on, so you have to rub to make sure that it goes on properly. It's not like those at the Dollar Tree that goes on very easy. This one does take a little rubbing, but I love it. Very, very pretty. I love the sharp colors on here. And then I just flipped over the carrier sheet and burnished that. And I did the same thing for the end pieces. Just to point out that if you are peeling and you realize that the sticker is not coming up, you just lay it back down and grab it again and peel, and if it still doesn't happen, you just continue doing it until you get it off. Next, I took my red ink pad and just distress the edges. Now, if this is not your style, of course, you can skip this step, or you can use the antique wax for that. And once again, if you are enjoying the video so far, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel and love the content, I would appreciate if you would subscribe. Hit that bell icon and select all so that you'll be notified whenever I upload new content. And now to embellish, I had these two little bells that I had pre-painted from earlier or last year, I believe. And then I just tied a piece of baker's twine on both of them and have one of them a little longer than the other. And then I made a simple bow with this gingham ribbon, like a double loop bow. I just wrapped it around 3 of my fingers twice and then just cut a long enough end, run that through the fingers, bring it back around and tie my bow, and then here I am just pulling out the loops. I hope that made sense to you. If it doesn't, just slow the video down and then you can just watch to see how I did it. And then just dovetail the ends. Next, I cut 2 little leaves from this branch or this vine of eucalyptus leaves. And then to go a little further, I cut a piece from this mesh ribbon from the Dollar Tree because it just looks so nice with it. And then I just gathered that up with the ribbon or with the bow and glued that down. And I forgot about the bells that quickly, so I just immediately pulled off the bow and then just wrapped the string of the bells around the bow and then glued that back down. And then added the leaves. I then flipped it over, added back the string that was there with the beads, and this one is done, my friends. Love it. Let me know what you think about this one. So this one is a redo from one that I did last year for 5 under 5 with a Christmas song sheet. And what I did, this plaque or frame I got from the Dollar Tree. So I reprinted the song on a parchment paper. And here I am using the paper cutter to just cut off the edges. And if you missed my video where I reviewed this laminator, I will link that here at the top. You can check that out, or I will link it down in the description box below. So the original picture, or the one that I had done before, was not laminated, so the paper was just left open. So here I reprinted it, I'm redoing it, and since I now have the laminator, I am laminating this and then I'm going to put it back into the frame. So this laminator is very handy. That link that I will link with the review, you can check that out. And they actually have Black Friday special on that. So check that out. So once I trim that down, I am going to run it through the laminator. And I just printed out the words, Jesus, gentlest Savior. But for some reason, I left off the L. And it says gentes, but I will fix that in the end. So I laminated that, trimmed it down, and then fit it back into the frame. This wreath came off of it, but it needs a little bit more pit berries, so I'm gluing those on. Glued those on, trimmed up the wreath, and then glued that back on. And this one is done. Simple, quick, and easy redo. And you will see more of this in the final reveal. I got this tray from the 99-cent store, and guys, this has been in my stash for as long as I can remember. The bottom part needs to be screwed in, and that is how it looks after you screw it in. But I am going to change this up So I gave it a good coat of Folk Art Adirondack chalk paint, using the sponge dabber to just go all over this. I love the ridges on here, and we're going to bring that forward after we get done painting. If you made it this far in the video without skipping ahead, you're a rock star. I love you. So now that it's done, this is what it looks like. Next, to highlight the ridges on the bowl and to just bring that back to the forefront, I am using some Robin Buff. So I've tried using the stick first just to go over the indentations and to bring those areas back to life, but it wasn't working well enough, so I used my finger. After using my finger for a while, I realized that it still needed a little bit more, so I went with the gold paint, gold metallic paint from Martha Stewart. And if you see in the corner there, I was snacking while I was crafting. So this is what it looks like when I was done. And now it needed, I thought it needed something else to make it pop, so I took the black paint pen, and some areas where we had little circles, I'm just highlighting those with the black pen. And then I went to the top and and I didn't want to overdo it any further, so I decided to just stop here. Next, I screwed on back the base. Then I took it outside and gave it 2 good coats of Mod Podge spray and left that to dry properly, and that is done. You'll see more of that in the final reveal. Here is our scripture for today, Psalm 67, 5-7. Let the peoples praise you, O God. Let all the peoples praise you. Then the earth shall yield her increase. God, our own God, shall bless us. God shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. This is one of my favorite scriptures to read. Every morning when I wake up, that's the first scripture I recite before I even get out of bed. Love it. Now here we are for the final reveal. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much. I know this video was a little longer than usual, but I appreciate you. Here is our snowman, Door Swag. Love him, love him, love him. He's smiling. Anyone who comes to the door, he's just saying, hello, welcome. And those are the paints that I used. Here is our little hanging sign. Love this one as well. And our song sheet wall decor. Love that too. And here is our tray or our riser or our bowl. Love it, love it, love it. Guys, let me know which one of these is your favorite. Thank you, ladies, for having me as your guest host for Craft Your Stash this month. I truly appreciate being. Don't forget to check out Tasha's channel as well as Joanna's channel and the playlist down below. There are lots of inspiration there for you, but make sure to check us out. I will have another video for you tomorrow. Be sure to look out for that one as well. And there you have it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed crafting with you today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more creative projects like these, and tap that notification bell as well so you never miss an upload. Need more inspiration? Click right here for other fun DIYs. Happy crafting, stay safe, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.